Today's date is July 28, 2025. This is Luciana Spraker representing the City of Savannah's Municipal Archives. I am interviewing Richard Davis for the Savannah Community Memory Project, and we are conducting this interview at the Woodville Community Center. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Davis.
Very much.
So let us start by having you tell us your full name.
Richard Davis.
Okay. And when were you born?
April 18, 1946.
Okay. And where were you born?
In Savannah.
In Savannah.
And on the east side, what they call the Old Fort.
In the Old Fort neighborhood?
Yes.
Were you born at home then?
Yes, home.
Okay. What were your parents' names?
Leon Davis and Lucille Davis.
What did they do to earn a living?
My father used to work at the fertilizer mill on President Street. My mother was a home. She did domestic work. She used to be, I guess, the maid for the doctor name would start with a S, Stanford or something like that. Yeah. She died real early. Matter of fact, my mother died when we moved here. I was raised in New York, and then I came home in 7th grade, and my mother died. I came home in June. My mother died in September. So, but I used to come back and forth from New York every summer. And then after that, I stayed. After I got here, I stayed because they say I was too bad in New York. And after my uncle died, well, I used to call him Daddy because they raised me ever since about 2 years old until I'm 7th grade. So they say I call my Aunt Geneva and my Uncle Leon Wilson. I call them Mom and Dad. So, yeah.
That's who you were staying with in New York?
Yeah, in New York.
And they were on your mom's side or your dad's
My
side?
mother's side. They were my mother's oldest sister. And Daddy done moved in Woodville in 1950.
Do you know why he chose to move to Woodville?
Yeah, because they was buying up all the property and building Hicks Village and Fred Weston. So they bought up all the property there.
So they were buying up the Old Fort area to build Hitch Village, so he had to find somewhere new.
Yeah. So he sold the property there and moved here. By the grace of God, thank God, we had an aunt named Betsy Moody, and she was always telling them that they got to have a house of their own. So Daddy was the oldest. We used to call him Bubba. And he bought a house on Morn Avenue. Then Uncle Willie was the next one. He bought a house Spring Street. Then Israel bought a house on Dollar Street, Israel bought a house on Dollar Street. They bought right next to each other. And it was something that my aunt, but she was my aunt, but she raised my mother and my father and all his siblings. So she was still in there, have her own. So Daddy, everybody came to Woodville, except for Aunt Rosa and Katie and Uncle James. Those three big ones. So they stayed and they had to move, but they moved over on the east side. And Rose moved on the west side. She got married and moved on the west side, all down the street. And so when I came home in, like I said, 7th grade, because after Big Buddy died, I used to call him Big Buddy. After Big Buddy died, they said that it was a bad period, I guess. Started hanging out with the wrong crowd, and so they sent me on home. My godmother sent me home to Daddy, and that's where I stayed at. So I was in 7th grade then, and I moved on up. I was teasing not teasing her, but talking to my granddaughter yesterday, and I told her that how hard it was. And I told her that when I was small, it was 4 people had cars in Woodville. Daddy, Mr. Elmore, Mr. Evans, and Mr. Bryant, Charlie Bryant. And that was it. And then later on, Mr. Curly Milton, and them at Watercasa. I was telling them that now you come down. Well, I was raised in a street called Kingman Avenue. We used to call it Lucan Road because the man owned a store. So his name was Lucan. So therefore we used to call him Lucan Road. But it was Kingman Avenue. And Moore Avenue was the cutoff for city of Savannah, and then the kind of over on that side it was city, and over on our side we was in the county. So therefore, matter of fact, my cousin, her name was Claudia Bryan. She was kind of sad here, and half of her house was in the city and half was in the county. And all of us was in the county. All back here where we at now, all that was county then.
So did the city tax her on half of her house, half of her property?
I guess so. I really don't know, you know. But it was a trip. She would take her to the city, pick up trash in the county. So therefore, she would take her trash. I had to go and carry trash out, and I would put it over on the city side. And they used to take it.
So the streetcar would come out and you guys would take the streetcar to go into town?
Oh, Daddy had a car. So, but Mama, he, like I said, he used to work on President Street, so he had to have a car. It was a little small car, but it was something that we had. And
What about everybody else in Woodville?
like I said, there probably was about, when I first got here, probably was about 4 or 5 cars in Woodville, period.
So people walked or took the streetcar?
Took the bus.
The bus.
Yeah, I believe it was 2 buses that come was Augusta Avenue, and one was number 5, I believe it was, and one was number 3. Number 3 would come in down Bay Street and come up and go to the, what we call the traffic circle and come around. And then Augusta Avenue would do the same thing. And right there with Woodville, front of the train track, that's where Augusta Avenue and Bay Street, and then the college. And so basically that's what they do. And then they would go up to what was called where Martin Luther King at, and then you had to transfer, and you could transfer and go wherever you go. So that's how it was.
So you came back when you were in 7th grade. Where did you go to school when you came back?
Woodville.
Tell me a little bit about what you remember about that school.
It was good until I got in 9th grade. Then I started doing the same thing I did when they sent me to Savannah. Started acting up and stuff like that. So I actually quit school. I was supposed to graduate in 1964, and I graduated in 1966. We had excellent teachers at Woodville. Coach Turner, Coach Speed. I used to play sports, and what I used to do is come in and play football or play baseball. Then I would go, after my mother died, wasn't nobody home, so I would act like I'm going to school and come back, and then that's when I got in the Douglas, I lived in the Douglas room, and in her homeroom, and she said, Davis, your father know that you not coming to school? I said, yeah, you know that. So she used to call the house, and then I had my sister to answer the phone. Said, Dad is working. So that's what it is. But when we came to Woodville, we were one of the first families to have a bathroom in the house, 'cause Daddy did carpenter work, and that's where I got my skills for carpenter and stuff.
Did he build the house himself?
No, he bought the house, but he added on. We added on like a bathroom, 'cause we had what we call an outhouse in the backyard, and then he had the house, and all of my uncles used to come in, and we were probably the first or second person in Woodville to actually have a bathroom. And we didn't have hot water in it because it wasn't. We had to go in the house. Outside, and had a big round cast iron, and we used to bring our water in. Put a fire under it, and matter of fact, Daddy, Mr. Elmo, and Mr. Ellen, we had the three biggest family in Woodville. It was 12 of us. It was 12 of Mr. Elmo Anthony, and it was 10 of the Evans. Daddy had 5 boys and 7 girls. Mr. Elmo had 7 girls and 5 boys. And it was.
And how big was the house?
3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms of this. He had the boy bed. The boy, when I came home from New York, I had my brother Jerry and Isaac, my youngest brother, and me was in the bed, in the next bedroom, all the girls, and they had two or three bunk beds where they used to sleep in. And then it was Daddy's room. And then the living room was there, the dining room, and then the kitchen, and a long hallway go down. Then we had the bathroom and onto it, so it was next to the boys' bedroom. So it was okay. We survived. We survived, and we was. I don't know, for whatever reason, we was always, the young kids always, we was so-called, now you call it entrepreneur, but like we used to go, it used to be we used to call it Highway 80 drive, and the lady there was kidding us, who handled the sections, the foods part of it. And we used to go get popcorn from her in the morning, after last night, and then we would come and sell it to the kids and stuff like that. I remember when Daddy bought us a TV, and then he had bought this shield used to go on the front of the TV, and that made it color.
No.
It had a red, a blue, and a green, I believe. And that was our color too. And you definitely couldn't bring the kids. When mom and daddy was home, we couldn't bring no kids into the house. So we had a bench like at church, a long bench, and we had a big glass, window in front, and we used to charge to look at a TV. We used to do all kinds of things. In Woodville, we had, it wasn't nobody, but it was Luciana Avenue. They had about one house on Luciana Avenue. Then it was Burt. They had two houses up there on Burt Street. Then it was Kingman Avenue, which is Luther Road. That's where basically everybody on that side of Woodville lived. We had the Jones. Then we had Miss Mac Jones, Louis Jones. They were sisters and brothers, the mummy. Then they had, further down, they had, what's the lady name? I can't remember her name. She was there. Then we had, Jake and before they moved, they moved and then they tore that house down, and then Smith bought that, and then Aberdale came in, who was Anthony. And she got married and they built the house right there next to that. Then on this side of Luther Road, there was old houses there. Like I said, a man who had the, and I used to drive, when I came home and went to the city, I used to drive for what you call it, limousines for, and we had a limousine company. And matter of fact, his wife was looking dog. So it was strange. The connection. And come to find out, she said, where you from? I said, in Woodville. She said, oh, my father used to have, I said, what's your father's name? And then she told me, I said, oh, yeah, y'all used to own that whole section of Woodville, right on there. And then they started building those houses on Burke Street and Luciana Avenue. And me and Louis, he's dead now, but me and him used to be, got a job with, what's the man name, Fowler or something like that. He's a contractor. He's a builder of little houses, little block houses, and then they bought all of them in. Then the Woodville started getting bigger. But when I got probably my cousin came to me and said, Richard, what we need to do is, because we didn't have no recreation, nothing like that. If we wanted to do sports, I had to go to in West Savannah to do it. So we said that we're gonna get a team. So we went to the county, got the guy named, he was over the recreation department of the county. And he talked to us, me and Shepherd, and he told us that in order for us to do it, we had to get an adult to be over. So we went, we asked Daddy, Daddy said no. We asked Uncle Frankie, he said no. That was my cousin's father. So we came here. Shepherd used to go with Ann, Bryant, Sad's daughter. So we asked him, and he said, well, y'all know I work, so I'll go down there and put my name down there, but y'all gonna have to take it over. So I said, okay. So we went down there and signed the papers and everything. They gave us, I believe it was 3 bats, 4 baseball, and 15 caps. Catcher bit and the first baseman, and that was it.
Mr. Sad didn't know what he signed up for, did he?
And but I was basically, so we got the kid. We said, it was right back there. That's where
It was a field.
was the field. And
So Shepherd's, did he have the same last name as you, Davis?
no, Shepherd, that's what his name. His name was James Shepherd.
James Shepherd. James
Yeah.
Shepherd, your cousin,
Yeah.
and you really started and got Sad Bryant going too.
Well, after we got, even after I left and went to college, he took it over, and I mean, he really brought it up. And he had retired, and he got a girl team and our team and everything like that. I believe I did it for like 3 years, because I was a player coach, and we did that and everything.
This is when you were in high school?
Yeah, in high school. And so it was good. Matter of fact, our first year I played, nobody wanted to coach. And then we started winning. And the only team that beat us was Camp Park. So therefore, we played for the championship, and Camp Park beat us, I believe, 20-something to 3 or something. We were just, everybody was talking about Camp Park so good, and we was good. We had Larry Smith, Amos, Sad's son, Charlie Jr., We had George Brooks. We had, well, we call him Rocky. George Brooks, me, and everybody else, and then some people from time I've been in because how good we were, they came and joined our team. So we had a good team. We came in second place the first year we got it, and we came in first place for the next 3 years. So it was good. We did a real good job in everything. Then everybody I had not went back to school then because Coach Speed told us that he's not gonna let me just throw my life away. So he got me to go to, I was supposed to go to Florida A&M. And so he told us that you going to Florida A&M, okay? Because you didn't talk back to Coach Turner, you know. What he said, that was the gospel. And like I said, we had some good, Miss Duggar, like, she, the night she said, I'm gonna come by your house. I said, okay, so and so. So we came by the house, and I was on Nuclear Road playing football, and I saw her coming, and I said, ah! And I ran. She went straight to the house and told my daddy I'd be skipping school and this, that, and other, and everything. So daddy, when it came in, daddy told us, say, you're either gonna get a job or go to school. You're not gonna sit around this house. So the only job I could find was, like I said, the traffic circle was around there. We go in the Garden City before they built the 516. And I could Woodville driving. And I got a job washing the dishes and stuff like that, paying $30 a day, a week. And man, my hand was already rough as it is. Man, being in that water all day, my hand was just, oh Lord, there was something. So I came back and told Daddy, no, Daddy, I'm going back to school. So I went back to school. Then I started skipping again. And the Duggar came and told my father, and then Coach Speed and Coach Turner told me, say, I'm not gonna let you throw your life away. So they got me to go back to school. I was supposed to go to Florida A&M, but by me quitting school for 2 years, as soon as I got out of school, I got drafted in the Army. So I went in the Army and came out. Then I got hit with shrapnel and everything. I was paralyzed in my right arm for about a year. And so I couldn't play baseball because it was my right arm, and it was just hanging. but I tried it. I did one that's small. Well, Coach Turner was real strict. No athlete smoke or nothing like that. So therefore, I had one cigarette in my life. I was 12 years old, and I had one drink in my life. I was 16. So I just had a real bad experience with that. So but we did that, and so I decided when I went, because Cutie was from Woodville. We have had some real good people in Woodville. The Milton, one was a doctor, one was a principal. We had I was the teacher. This is one thing that, and when I graduated, I tried to get all the people to come in to go. I got Harold Edwards, a scholarship down there. I got Smith, Wayne Smith, a scholarship down there. I got Tanya Howard, a scholarship down there.
Scholarship at Florida
In
A&M.
Florida,
So you finished at Florida A&M with a teacher's degree?
yeah.
And where did you teach after you went there?
I started in Gainesville, Florida, taught there 2 years. Then I left there, and I was supposed to come to Savannah, because Coach Turner, Coach Speed he became the principal at Hubert, and he told me he could get a job there. So when I quit my job in Gainesville and came home, he said he couldn't hire me because of the fact that we had too many industrial lots. Everybody in industrial lot was black. So the Board of Education said that they needed to get some white men there, and so therefore he couldn't hire me. So therefore I went to Effingham County and taught the Effingham County. Then from Effingham County I came here and taught the Grove. And like I said, I tried to get as many people as I could to go to school.
So if I were to ask you, like, what's special, what is the most special thing about Woodville? How would you answer that?
I would say a lot of people thought that if you're from Woodville, you were going to be nothing, this, that, and other, and all like that. But like I said, I feel that we had some great people to come out of Woodville. One of the Anthony, Elmore Anthony, he was a bank man. We had Bill, he went to school, he was a lawyer. So we had some good people, like I said, the Milton, one was a doctor, one was a lawyer, Tanya. We had the Edwards, he's a minister now. had fell on. How there was, we had some good people that come out of Woodville. And when I graduated, I tried to, like I say, I tried to pull the younger people that were under me. I tried to get them to either go to college or somewhere. So, and a lot of them did it. And so Woodville was a real close, real close community. I left Woodville in '06. My house burned down and I had a stroke. And my wife said, "Well, Richard, you got to find another place to live at." So we went and bought a house over in Burr, a townhouse where the people did up. And what she did is say, "Well, see, you won't have to cut no grass, you won't have to do this, you won't have to do that." I sat there, but I like where I live at, but there's no place like home.
You miss Woodville?
I bought a house, I built a house in Woodville on Darling Street. Me and World, her father was the first person that have a business out of Woodville. We would call him Boo. His name is Albert, but we used to call him Boo. And we were close knit. We had Mr. Howard. He had a lodge together, and people, like I said, we were just close knit. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody was friends with everybody. And when my son, I bought a house. When the first house I bought when I came home was on the east side, but I'm always coming like this, the Woodville. So I bought. So after I stopped teaching, I went in the business for myself, construction. Had a construction company, and I built a house over there. Mr. World, I helped him build his house. He was a body and fender man. Everybody in the house, as the car got messed up, go to him. He was wonderful. His brother, Samson, he played baseball for me. He's younger than me, a couple of years younger than me. He came up in baseball, like I said, in baseball. After Howard Edwards, he played for me. So all of us were just real close. We knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody was good friends. My son, when he graduated, he went to in the Navy. And he came back. He said, "Man, I went to Dubai, and man, there are people in Dubai. They go to bed and have their house wide open and then." I said, "Well, we used to do that in Woodville." everybody knew everybody. My father used to go and they had halls, and we had where I built my house at. It was the land there where we on, and used to go and get down to Darius Bakery and get bread and stuff like that. And the lady who had no daddy from when they moved from the east side, so she used to like put good bread, take all the day old bread out and put good bread at the bottom. Then we come back and get the bread to fill the hall and give everybody. The young kids used to be at our house all the time because Daddy used to had to buy a ream of bologna and ream of salami and stuff like that. And in the summertime, the kids used to come to our house and everybody. And the thing with Mama was that if you can come to the house, but you had to take a nap at 12 o'clock. And that was her own. And all the kids used to come up, all the Mackie and all us used to just come in and have a little blanket on the floor and everybody just slept on the blanket. We had two people in Woodville had their own beauty parlor. We had one was the second black nurse, Bryant, Collier Bryant. We had Mr. Elmo worked for the railroad. I mean, we had good people here, so that, in Woodville. So it was that when we were little, we had people that we could look up to. They had good jobs and stuff like that. A lot of them worked at Union Camp because Union Camp was over there. We used to, Mary Carter used to be a golf course. We used to go and play golf. And I had some people, I guess it was before their time, I would say before their time. Luther and stuff like that were excellent golf people and probably could have made it into playing golf, but it was, I just say they were born before the time where blacks wasn't allowed to play golf and stuff like that. But man, they used to beat everybody. They would go and the people on the golf, the Jews used to have what's called every Wednesday they would come in. A whole bunch of them would come in to Americana to play golf, and he used to let Luther, he would be in the caddy for him, but they used to let him play golf with them.
Oh, so caddies could play on the day the Jewish played.
And stuff like that, and Luther used to be all. He could hit that ball. Man, please. So we had a good time.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
So it was nice.
Well, this has been wonderful. I've loved hearing about all the families and what the neighborhood was like during the 50s and the 60s, and so I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your memories and your family's stories with us today. So, anything you want to add?
No, just that, like I said, Woodville, we had some good people in here, excellent people that, that the young kids could look up to. So it was nice.
Well, and hopefully by recording this, those memories of those people are still something they can learn from and look up to. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Davis.